Love it.
Let's see what happens.
6 o'clock. Have a good time, boys.
Yeah, Andy, just so you know, the super chat is just this little $sign here. So if you want to direct them to that, but
Oh, all I gotta do is press their names, and I added them. Look at this. I got everybody.
John, let me guess. You're at Swish, John? Oh, God.
Medina.
so you're live, but not seeing them. Oh, there they are.
Yeah. Hit that
Poor
link,
connection.
cuz.
Good connection. Yeah, John, I'm just here in my luxury condo, in my resort-style condo.
Are you in the multi-purpose room or the events room or the?
Well, actually, I got virtual golf on the 3rd floor in 15 minutes. So
Virtual golf with the founder of GoFundMe. Like a philanthropist.
Well. If it isn't,
wait.
it says you can only have 3 guests at a time.
Incredible.
Oh my gosh.
Pretty fantastic.
That's one feature that we didn't work through before.
Well, why don't you guys throw Alex in here and let me get back to work? What do you think?
Because
nice.
Del didn't want to be here in the first place, is what he's trying to say.
No, I just got stuff to do, man.
Alex, can I let you in 5 minutes? Let me just pick Del's brain, and I'm going to throw you right in.
Del's working on the Christmas.
Are we live already?
We're
You're
live
on right now, cuz.
People are watching.
I wish we could pull and stuff like that. Like,
look, I'm live on Instagram. I'm letting people double dip.
Oh, you're also live on Instagram? Wow.
I'm talking
You're
to
a double
guys
dipper.
about Japan. Come. I got Andy in here. I got Del.
You gotta be kidding. Only 3 people. That's wild.
Bro, that is so trash. You can only have 3 guests at a time. Well, that's what happens when you're using a new platform, ladies and gentlemen. It's just what it is.
We couldn't do this on live, huh? On IG Live, we couldn't do this?
Nah, you can't bring 3 people in.
What do I know?
What are you gonna do? Hey, Delgis, before I let you go, because I know you're working on the Friends and Family Christmas special like a madman.
Yes, sir.
I need you, and then I'm gonna throw Mr. Medina in here. You gotta tell me, you know,
so go on YouTube Live.
Tell me a little bit of the story of how we got there to Japan.
How we ended up going on that trip?
Well, yeah, because I know, first of all, you were the one who went to Japan first, and then you was like, yo, fam, you gotta go to Japan. Your mind is gonna explode.
Hey,
and I was
hey, wait for it.
There's 4 boxes now, boys and girls.
Is there?
Yeah,
there's
but
what's happening?
Well, it just changed colors. Oh, it's back to black. Oh, now we got widescreen. Now we got a crazy background. What is happening right now? Are we getting hacked by North Korea?
I added a little background. North Korea is not in control. I am here.
I just want to say there's 4 boxes. Can you text Alex? First of all, is anybody talking to D?
D is telling me she's talking to YouTube right now. That's when you know you got pulled. I'm just I get YouTube on the phone.
I called D Diaz. She made a call to YouTube.
Yo, look at Rebecca from Brazil. Holy smokes, all around the world.
What do you mean, Rebecca from Brazil? How come I can't see anything?
I'm seeing all the comments on the bottom. What's up, people?
You have to click show chat, though.
Bro, there's literally nothing on
the screen. Put it over the screen.
Well, who knew that this would turn into?
Hey, Andy. Alex says Alex is saying he's waiting to be added to the stream.
Yep, I got a green box in the bottom where I can add him, and every time I click it, it says you can only have 3 guests at a time.
I don't know, bro.
I don't know what to. So that's why I'm gonna throw Alex in here in 1 minute. I just want to get Del.
So I'll tell the story about Japan. So I had a friend living in South Korea for a while. It's actually my buddy Chris's wife, and she was working for Samsung for a while over there, and she was inviting Blanca and I to go to South Korea. And I'll admit it, man. Like, there was places in Europe that we wanted to see first before we went to Asia. So I slept. Like I totally missed out because I was like, that flight is wild long, is wild expensive. I was like, and I haven't even hit like certain spots in Europe first. So my wife and I decided to give priority to visiting some spots that we've always wanted to go to. And bro, I played myself because I heard South Korea is amazing. So anyway, fast forward, Chris, the same guy, he hits me up and he's like, yo, bro, I got all these crazy miles or whatever. Do you want to go to Hong Kong with me? And I was like, yes. Like,
Yeah,
are
that's the
you
kind of
kidding
friends you
me?
need in your life who got extra sky miles to take you
Well,
to
we're
Hong
gonna talk.
Kong.
We're gonna talk about the miles. We're gonna talk about the miles. So absolutely, dude. And I went, and Hong Kong was absolutely incredible. I was just like, bro, I've been sleeping, and he's like, bro, if you like Hong Kong, wait till you get a taste of Japan. And I was like, no, I gotta go to Japan because my mind is now like this is one of the most incredible places I've ever been to. So fast forward, we make it happen in February. His wife moved to a different company, and she happened to be going to Tokyo to do like a marketing installation out there for MAC Cosmetics, who she was working with. So I told my wife, I was like, yo, we're going to go with Chris to Japan. We out. So we did Tokyo and Japan. And bro, obviously my personality type too, like really gravitates to the order, the, I guess, detail oriented and unique and creative aspects of Japanese culture. So I went and I came back. Probably I didn't even come back. I probably just like while I was out there was telling Andy, oh, we got to go to Japan, my brother.
Mm-hmm.
Came back and we made it happen. And a big part of this making this happen was using your boy's miles. Andy was down to use the miles to get all of us out there. And I remember telling a buddy of mine, he's like, oh my God, I would never do that for anyone. Like, what a good guy. But yeah, bro, we came back and we managed to actually get Alex Medina to come with us. And the four of us actually managed to freaking go to Japan. I still can't believe it.
That's right. And speaking of Alex Medina,
bring him in.
You tell me if this man just got added or not. Because from what I understand, I just added him. No? All right. Well, what are you going to do?
Sorry.
I just tried it again. Horse. Sweet mother. Anyways, I love that you invited us all because I don't think I would have gone there if I didn't get the push from you. Like, yo, you have to go. You'd be inspired. And Del ended up being the one who kind of curated this entire trip. So since he had been there, he he was like, these are all the spots we got to go. This is the best spots for coffee. And then naturally, I had all these desires to go to my favorite clothing stores, like
Capital.
I think it should work. Yeah, like Capital. And speaking of which, I brought some of my favorite items from Capital, as you guys can see. These are actually the socks from Capital. These are a pair that I have not cracked open and cleaned out yet. But yeah, I picked up so many pairs of socks, so many different pairs of raw denim. I picked up Capital's magazine, which, I mean, come on. What are we talking about? I need some print. I need some print in my life. Alex, I just sent you another link invite, so we'll try to get you in here. Man, we could seriously have like a full-blown series podcast situation on this.
Big facts.
On this freaking event that we went to. Gonna just run it on my phone. Boom.
It's just interesting. This, like these events wouldn't have been kicked off without, Del, without your friend's wife taking that job in North Korea. So I'm just really cool.
Not North.
Wait, what?
No, she was not working in North Korea or South Korea. But hey!
We did it, boys. We did it, boys.
We did it.
Wow, take that technology.
Come
Suck
Latest
it,
on.
Google.
technology.
YouTube can't stop us.
You feel me?
Come on.
The
Twitch can't
boys are
stop
back
us
in
either.
town, yo. I feel like
The
we're
sun
in
came out.
LAX right now, getting ready to get on
Alex,
that plane.
Alex, you came in, and then the sun.
Look at that. You see?
The whole place went nuts. Look at this.
Yeah.
All right, the crew is officially back together. We got 20 minutes in here, fellas. So Del was the one who was the ringleader for this whole trip to Japan, which was a super vibe. John, well, when did you get the invite, John?
Seeing the chat.
I had. I don't know. I mean, at some point,
He said, I just showed up.
I was like,
knowing
pack your
me,
stuff.
you probably said get to the airport now. No, yeah. I think, yeah. I don't know. Del, you know what? You guys came out to San Diego for my birthday when my wife flew you guys out to surprise me, and you had mentioned some sort of a retreat.
Those were my Sky Miles again, but go
Yeah,
on.
I'm gonna buy
Okay.
I'm gonna buy my first home. I'm gonna use your. I'm gonna put the lien on your Sky Miles.
Yeah,
Um,
I have none anymore, but
yeah, and you had mentioned in February, we went in October. In February, you had mentioned, we should all take a trip together sometime. So that was the first I heard about it, which was,
yeah.
7 or 8 months before, and then, yeah, so somewhere in between that.
I think it's
Yeah.
also
Alex,
important to be said real quick that one person that didn't go on this trip, there was two people that didn't go on this trip that we really wanted to go bad. Justin, like, man, brother. Next one. And Rich.
Oh,
Rich wanted to come so bad and it would have been a vibe. I mean, the logistics of planning as soon as you go over 4 people becomes a bit of a nightmare, but it would have been worth it.
Forget it.
You
I
know
had
what I
so many
mean?
people I wanted to bring. I wanted to bring Falabi to film it. I wanted to bring Ray Rock to kick it
We
with us,
also hit a Ray Neutron too to come film it too. Yeah.
and he blew it.
Yeah.
Nah,
No,
but
no,
you know,
no, 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 no.
I'm kind of
my
glad we didn't. It's nice going to a place like that, just with a hint of obliviousness, just a hint. It's nice
yeah.
to like be like wander a little bit and be like what's going on? Wait, what? It made
yeah.
it a little more special. I feel like.
Well, I want to say this too. I want to say why another reason why we went, and then I want to hear from each of y'all. Starting with Alex, what was your favorite parts? Because we have literally a group text thread that we talk on all the time, all things Japan. Since then, and I feel like our friendship
What's the
has.
thread called? Tell them what the thread's called.
It's called Tokyo Drift, just so you know. But I have a teacher who told me that once a year he makes space in his life to go with like his closest friend out to go do something that he would never do. He takes a week off and they go and they get into these boats and they go up to like Maine and they go into the ocean like kayaking. They go crazy, they kayak to these different islands. He's like, it's an adventure, it's something that keeps me looking forward to things in life. And this particular teacher, shout out Paul Cozell, I love this guy to death. He's so cool. And he's like who I want to be when I get older. He's like he's an older man, but he's still full of life. He's full of wisdom and graciousness. He's not old and crotchety like people that can get to his age are, just like angry at life and never did things they wanted to. And so I said, let's try to build in once a year to do something like a spiritual retreat or a hangout. And that's why I wanted to put this together. And I could have gone by myself and not used the Sky Miles, but what's the point of going to make some memories if I can't bring my friends with me? You know what I'm saying? So that was one of the big reasons why I wanted to do it. Let me hear what y'all favorite pieces of this was, man. Alex Medina, the legend himself, the man who produced "You Can't Stop Me" with me, and Gavi, the man who has been a part of doing my cover design and production for like since the beginning of my career. My right hand, my dog, Mr.
Appreciate it, bro.
Medina. You must have loved being in Japan with all the good
You
design
know,
over there.
it's crazy because I think you had texted me just random like, "Yo, you want to come to Japan with us?"
And I was like, wait, what? And then I like looked. I literally was it like 30 minutes later, or 15 minutes later. I texted you and I was like, yo, I got a flight. Send me the details.
That's right.
'Cause I was just in the vibe, just like, yo, I want to do like something just wild, like just do something I've never done before, like just go to a place I've never been before. And honestly, like, it's the greatest trip of my life. Just be able to hang with y'all, like, and we traveled a lot. We've done a lot. We've done a lot together. But it was one of those things that just stayed with you, bro. Like, and we talk about it all the time, wanting to go back, wanting to experience it again, wanting to experience it with our family and friends, so they can see what we saw. And as John said, being able to discover that together. I mean, I know Del had been there already, but and that was an incredible like guide and like person to set this whole thing up, bro. Like, you're a freaking G,
Yep.
bro. And yeah, I knew like every day, like we knew what we had planned, we had things planned out. But I think one of my favorite ones, and I think y'all know what I was gonna say, Zara, going to Zara and being able to
This man stopped at every
It's
Zara.
a heater.
chill, let me
Yeah.
live. I need the food
Man,
gotta be
man went on
right.
a plane thousands of miles to go to the Zara that's down the block from his crib.
Nah, it was the bookstore. It was the bookstore, bro. The
Yeah,
T
tell him
site
about the
bookstore.
I
bookstore.
already
The T-side bookstore in Shibuya. It was just a vibe. So I took a cab there, and everybody else met me. I think that was that day we were like doing separate things. We were all doing our own little thing. I think I had gone and visited the anime museum, and after that, I hit the bookstore. Took a cab there, and right from the gate, it was like it was dawn. The sun's going down. I mean, it was the sun was going down, and I got out the cab, and the vibe of it all. It was three. It's like three separate buildings. They have vintage cars out up front. The lighting of the buildings is phenomenal design. And then you walk in all these different levels and different sections that you can kind of just. It's like Barnes and Nobles on like steroids, on crack, and like hit with like incredible design and
Hmm.
like vibes. There's a section where you can just pick vinyls and just put them on the record players and just sit there and read. There's like I just came across a ton of like like rare books on hip hop. There's one like on Nas and one on Kanye. Like, there were so many gems in that spot. I think that was definitely one of my highlights. I could have literally spent days there, and just chilled and like been a spot to work out of, and it was beautiful. It was beautiful. So I was like, that's definitely one of my standout
So you
memories.
were feeling the aesthetic, like the
Yeah, I think
vibe that created.
for sure. I think that's a big part of me, just like how I feel in that space. Like,
Hmm.
I felt really inspired to like create, to make, to research, to like just sit there and read and take in all like that moment. Like, I'm in another side of the world, surrounded by incredible art, like this incredible city that just is vibrant and lively and has all the different types of settings. Whatever you want, you can get it there.
Right.
Like y'all probably talk about it some more, but like, you want to go to Kyoto, you can go to Kyoto and just vibe and chill. Shibuya is a different vibe, and so it was just one of those. It just everything hit at that spot for me.
So
Yo,
someone just
real
said,
quick though, real quick though. Go ahead, go
yeah.
ahead.
Nah, I said someone said Medina's just waiting to bring up LeBron.
I knew you were gonna say
Um, so
Was there a LeBron moment for me there too?
that.
besides the fact that you
Oh
were
well,
wearing his jersey the whole time, no.
Yo, chill. I gotta represent the king.
um, Alex, that was your favorite like attraction or place that you got to visit. What was your favorite food experience out there?
I think it was the spot where it was like Wild's Fancy, and we all sat like down, like crossed. What was that name of that
We were
spot?
kind of making our own
Yeah, well, we
food
got
or
to
whatever.
make the food and like make it. I think that was
Yeah, that was in
my
Kyoto. That was like called Guan or something like that. It was really a very cool experience, man.
that was probably it. That was probably it. I mean, it got uncomfortable a bit after a while. Like,
Yeah,
just sitting,
yeah.
just sitting. Yo, John was struggling, bro.
Especially when you're packing a couple in the midsection,
But
you really feel it when
the
you're down there
the
sitting down.
presentation and everything of that was
Yeah,
super dope to me.
Speaking of
yeah, that was
packing,
tight.
how about the fact that we all went and got naked to get into an
Oh
onsen?
wow, we're going there.
Dang.
That boy
All right,
went
all right,
there.
hold on. Let's preface this. So
Yeah, for sure.
onsen, because that's a wild way to start that. So let me preface it. Please don't leave the chat yet. Hear me
And
out
big shout
first.
out to Alexi. Yes, get almost there bird tatted on you. I've only seen it. I've never seen that before. So I got to see it on you. Go for it. Go ahead, Del.
So onsens are a very, very um, like strong cultural thing in Japan. And what it is, it's that usually you want to go to the natural they're hot springs, and sometimes like in Tokyo, you're not going to find ones that are natural and like flowing from a river. We went to one in Kyoto for that, and it was actually on the side of a mountain right by a temple that all of us really had a really great experience at. But it's just like natural hot springs, and you go and it's separated, like the women have one, the men have one. But yes, you absolutely have to get, in your birthday suit or whatever. And you're there with a
Nice.
bunch of men that you know, some that you don't know. And you are definitely seeing each other in your most natural form. Now, funny thing, when I went in February, Chris was like, "Oh, we got to do the onsens," and I'm like, "Yo, Chris, I don't think I'm trying to see you." You know what I'm saying? And he's like, "Dude, like, what's the big deal or anything?" And I was like, "Dude, like, what is the big deal?" So we were staying at a Ryukin. I hope I said that right. Probably didn't. Traditional in Kyoto, and they had one there. So that was kind of like my warm up. Went in there. A dude walked in. I was like, "Oh snap, this is happening." But it was chill. You're just so relaxed, man.
Dude, you were
We
a little
ended up
too
then taking.
relaxed, man. This guy was just like, he was putting his hands on his head,
Because
dancing. I was like,
that was
bro.
my second time. That was by the time we went to that onsen, I had been to like 3 different onsens. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I was just already over it.
He's over it. Wow. Thanks for
Nah, I think
enduring it.
the
Over
view
the,
was
over the
the view
awkwardness.
was
Over the
incredible.
awkward.
I mean,
Oh,
Yeah.
the view of the mountain was like fire.
Can I ask, did y'all like it? Because I felt like y'all were there for a very short time. Like
No,
I
I
was
was.
still in it when you guys were already dressed. I was like, oh damn, I guess they didn't like this.
well, it's just it was cold.
It was
So
not cold.
Okay,
it was
okay.
freezing. And nah, but
That
honestly,
would
the
definitely
view,
give
we
you
were looking at the side of a mountain, and there was like, it was like fog was over the
Ugh.
mountain. It was unreal. And
yeah.
the only thing you wish is that your wife was there or something, you know what I'm saying? But all you had was John.
Yeah.
No, it was it was dope moment as like just friends and be able to like just take that all in and experience new things. I think that's the beautiful thing about it is for us
Yup.
to like get outside of our box and like how do
Here's the.
we try new things that we haven't? How do we push ourselves? Like so that was dope for me, even though it
That's
took.
the.
That's
That's the
huge.
special.
Wait. Let John. John's got something to say. Let me just hear it. Go
No, no,
ahead.
no. That's the special thing about that country. Like sitting completely, completely,
Somebody in the
completely.
chat just said the view was incredible with a laughing emoji. That is pretty great. What view? No, go ahead.
Yeah, I get it was. They no, you know what? No, that even that was cool. That was spiritual. That was like
Yeah.
very special moment. Sitting down completely naked. I'm talking 10 dudes in natural spring water, looking at a mountain, and you don't want to leave. You know, like I don't want to leave this.
Yeah.
I could die here.
Well, I
So
was
you
gonna
guys
say
did like
Alex said something really, really profound though. He said it was something different that I wouldn't normally try, but that was part of the experience. Is like doing stuff that makes you uncomfortable, doing stuff that you wouldn't normally do. And I would just tell you this, man. That's one of the big things I took away was like take risks in trying things in life, particularly like that make you uncomfortable or push you because you can go through your whole life and just be like, yeah, I'm just eating at the same spots. I've
Hmm.
never tried any different foods. I never did any experiences that made me uncomfortable. And you really limit yourself from the things you can experience and learn from such a vast planet. But that's my heart moment for a second because that's huge for me.
Last question for Alex regarding his favorite things: Tokyo or Kyoto?
Yo, I thought there's a charm about Kyoto that I didn't realize it, or like I feel like I didn't really appreciate it till I came back. Which was weird. Like in it, I was like, "Oh, this is cool." Because at the moment when I was there, I was like, "Yo, that's it. I'm moving. I'm moving to Shibuya. Like this is my vibe. Like modern. I have access to like the city. Like this is everything I want is here." But I think there's that accessibility, and then there's that duality. And I feel like in Kyoto, because you can go there. There's a bunch of stores. Like there's a bunch of like in like city life there as well. But you have access to like the countryside, which was dope. So I think Kyoto's winning me over, but I feel like from Tokyo, Shibuya is like probably like the space. What was that coffee spot we went to? That you get to pick like
Coffee
around.
Mame.
Yeah, I think was
No,
it that? Yeah,
that was in Tokyo, right?
yeah,
Yeah, they're like coffee curators. Big shout out to my man Tone, because before I went to Japan the first time, a whole bunch of people sent me emails with recommendations. That was one of his recommendations, and man,
yeah.
oh boy,
So I
that place
loved
is
it.
on.
I loved around there. Like I could see myself buying a crib there, like and living there,
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
area. Like it was so fire. Like just modern homes, modern design. Like
yeah.
yeah,
It was weird, right? Because it was Tokyo, but it was still super quiet
yeah. So I
and
don't know.
like,
I go back and forth.
For everybody
yeah,
that's
yeah.
joining us, this is Delgis Mustafa. We got Wordsplayed. We got Alex Medina. These are the guys who we all went on a trip together to Japan. This is what inspired Happy Thoughts, the project that just dropped last week. The whole project is Japanese inspired, with the artwork down to beat selection and even things we talked about. One of the things I talked about heavy on that record, I did a song called Ramen and Ryman, and that basically was my life for a week, was being a rap artist and trying ramen every single day. So
Okay.
John, do you have any favorites in the ramen space, or what was your favorite thing, period, about being on that trip? I want to hear from you too.
You know what? It's your lucky day. I could answer both of those questions with one answer. They both connect. They both connect. My favorite experience. So I mean, okay. So we did so much. There's so much. But this is hands down the most special part of this trip for me. It was landing. It was landing. Getting our luggage. You know, stumbling to the trains that are never late. Getting on the trains, getting to the hostel we were staying at, stumbling into our porta potty sized room, putting our bags down, stumbling out of that room, and then uh, just wandering, fighting jet lag with this sensory overload, like this very bizarre,
Yeah,
beautiful, like romantic experience where you're downloading all this new information. And then we went to Ichiran ramen, right? That was our first stop,
Yep.
where
Yeah.
I'd seen it in old documentaries and stuff. And Dell, you told me about it, where it's a window. You're sitting down. There's little stalls for each person. There's about 16 in like a
Mhm.
200 square foot room, and we each had our own stall. The sheet of paper and a pencil. You write down what you want. You slide it.
Jeez.
Hands come out and take the paper, and then 4 minutes later, a bowl of ramen with these like little hands just pop out from behind the thing, and that's your meal.
and you're
And
eating it in a cubby, so like there's wood on the side and in the front of you, and you're in an individual cubby. So even if you came with people, you're blocked off from them, which is crazy.
yeah, yeah, and we were jet lagged. We're tired. We smelled bad. We hadn't spoken to our families in over 10 hours. But I was sitting in this windowless room that's made of this really old wood. Um, and there's just the sounds and the smells. And I'm like, the hands just popped out under and gave me my meal. We ate there. That was my favorite moment, and probably my favorite ramen moment. I mean, if we're talking about
Yeah.
like You know, and it wasn't even the best bowl of ramen I had while I was out there, but it's probably my favorite ramen experience
Yeah.
and my memorable moment from the trip. The first 2 hours, probably what I'll always cherish.
That's
Yeah, I
awesome.
remember Dell told me, he was like, you can't go to sleep until like 9 p.m. So
Yeah.
if you stay up until 9 p.m. and then you go to bed, then you'll wake up and you'll just be on rhythm. And bro,
Mhm.
at 7 o'clock, I was so tired. I
Yeah.
was like angry.
You
I
could
was in
taste
physical
Yeah.
pain. I was like, oh my
Andy
God, let me
fell
go sleep
asleep
today.
in a what? In a Muji store?
I fell asleep in a freaking
Yo,
Japanese
I have
IKEA.
that picture. I took that picture. Your boy was gone, son.
Hey, I got AirPods over here. Whoever's talking crazy in the comments, all right? But they fall out. Nah, go ahead. Yeah.
So
That
no,
boy
I
was
was saying I
gone.
was just exhausted, bro. By 9 o'clock, I was in my third, REM cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, it took
No,
me a
you
minute.
you were
Every
going.
night I was going back to the hotel, like knocking out. I was getting dumb tired at night. It was
Well, plus
wild.
that was so much walking.
Yeah, we
yeah.
walked a lot.
We walked probably,
John,
was it 10 miles
Kyoto
every day or
or
something?
Tokyo, John?
John, what
Kyoto
did
or
we walk?
Tokyo?
Probably 5,000 miles a day.
No. Well, I mean, first of all, it was Japan, so we're probably doing,
Hmm.
I mean, 4 or 5,000 hectares a day. If
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh
On
no,
average.
numbers
On,
guy is
on
back.
average, yeah. There were some
Yeah.
days we probably eclipsed 10K hectares, but you know, nearly here nor there.
Dell,
John,
Yo,
did you
Tokyo
share?
or Kyoto?
John. Yeah, John. Kyoto or Tokyo?
Um, Kyoto for me. Uh,
Wow.
yeah, Kyoto for me, far and away. It's just, but that's my speed. You guys know me. I don't need the frills. And next time we go, Alex, you mentioned it. I'll probably spend 2 nights in Tokyo. Both days would be at East Light all day, and then I would catch a train for a couple of weeks.
John, I'm surprised you didn't mention Birth Coffee in Tokyo, right by the
Oh
spot we
yeah.
I,
stayed at.
well, I said there's so many moments, and I'll just here's the problem. Usually, I'm an idiot, and I make jokes. I just get too romantic when it comes to Japan, so
Yeah,
I'll just drone on and on. But
yeah.
Birth Coffee is a really great coffee shop, and it was probably my favorite coffee experience. And it wasn't the best coffee I had, but the context that I got to go to
Yeah.
it
And what was
Yeah.
was
funny is I woke up really early that day and I'm walking around the neighborhood we were staying in, just like really quiet. It was off the beaten path. And I think John had texted like, yo, who's up? Or maybe I hit him like, yo, are you up? He's like,
I
yeah,
wasn't
huh?
I wasn't out yet. You had
Right,
texted me.
right, right.
I hadn't showered yet or anything.
Yeah. So for everybody, I love to walk. Like these guys definitely had at least 10 times where they were like, bro, let's stop. And I was like,
Yeah,
oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, cause I can keep going, bro. So I'm just walking, discovering we found a really good, cool bakery. I think it was called like Beaver Bakery. It was super cool.
yeah.
And so John is like, yo, I'm gonna go check out the spot. And I was like, bro, I'm standing like across the street from that spot. And I was just about to check it. Like, I'll wait for you. And that basically every day in Tokyo, John and I would meet up at that coffee shop. And on one day, Alex and Andy even met us. It was the day of the rainstorm where Alex, John trying to convince Andy to cancel the Airbnb tour and just go have ramen and hit an onsen in Tokyo. And Andy was like, ah, man, but I really want to do that tour. So we were like, all right, we're all going to do the tour. We out.
So that
Yo, the
brings me
tours
to
were kind of
this.
fresh.
Well, the second tour we did, that one I could have probably lived without. I'm a tour guy. When I go to a new place, I want someone to tell me all about the
Yeah.
history. That's like my thing. But some tour guides are better than others. So that brings me to this question. You guys said what your favorite parts were. Now, obviously tell us what your least
Well, you
favorite part
didn't
was,
say.
and we'll wrap it.
Yeah, what was yours, Andy?
You didn't say.
Mine was for sure going to Capital, the clothing store.
That boy
Um,
lived there, son.
bro, because not only was I in there just like checking out the clothes, I was checking out the way that the clothes were laid out. It was like a 3-story house that was turned into a store. So they had clothes like in in wardrobes and stuff that looked like it was part of the house, but you open it up and there was merch in there to
Someone's at
buy.
front door.
They had jeans and stuff laying on the floor. They had these weird little things you had to duck under to get into them. They had like a weird outdoor space where they were growing plants and stuff. It was just the weirdest, craziest, kookiest setup. And that's what made me fall in love with it. So I was checking out all the fabrics, trying stuff on, but also admiring the layout. And that's why I
Yeah.
mentioned even like these socks, like just the things that they were doing with their socks. Like you'd go to the area where the socks were laid out and they would show you the art paintings that they pulled the inspiration from to use the colors of yarn to make those socks. And it just is it was like a museum. That and I would say Bill's Pancakes. We went to something Bill and they had these
Ooh.
pancakes
The
that looked like,
fluffy pancakes.
oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah,
Fam,
they
that
were
joint
That
looked
joint
like
is crazy.
Instagram food porn. It was like you pull it apart and
Yeah.
it's like falling up. It's wild.
Wasn't there like a
Yeah, that
rugby?
joint.
It was like where that rugby
Yeah,
place.
so we went during the rugby like finals. So a really famous player was from New Zealand's rugby team was like across from us. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
dope.
those pancakes were crazy.
Yeah,
Yo,
someone's
y'all
asking
remember?
pancakes. Tell them where it was, Del. What was it?
It's called Bills in Ginza or Ginza. I don't. Sorry, guys, man.
We gotta
We
go back
don't know.
again. We gotta go
Yeah,
back.
yeah, it's called Bills, Bills. It's actually so fluffy pancakes are like a huge phenomenon in Japan at the time when we went, and actually, it's. I'm sorry, I shouldn't read these comments. They said I'm using Starbucks Wi-Fi. That's hilarious. Um, but that place is actually Australian. And that's the thing because I think Australian
Oh,
spots they're the ones that make the best
yeah.
like fluffy pancakes. Yeah, but it's like a big thing in Japan right now, so it's only right that we did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Andy, Tokyo or Kyoto?
Yo, low key. Well, someone just dropped a $5 comment. I love this LP so much, and I always love your transparency. I love how the Lord uses you. Thank you, Ashton Sevier. Um, I will say this. I think Tokyo was my speed, but Kyoto was more countryside vibes, and that's where Capital's like headquarters were. So I'm conflicted, but I'd probably say Tokyo, just because it's also really interesting that it's such a clean and quiet major
Oh,
city. Talk
Yeah,
about that.
especially
What did you
like
experience,
us being
Alex? Say.
from, especially us from being from like New York and Jersey, like just this New York, how like big New York is, but how dirty, especially like in the Heights or different places, like throughout the city, like, and to imagine a city functioning at that level with in that cleanliness, and I know there's a cultural thing to that, everybody being like same background and
Right.
stuff, everybody's like a contract that we've all agreed upon and stuff like this, and how it ties to like their religion and how their view on God, on like if God lives here, why wouldn't we keep the streets clean? Like that
That
connection,
man
like was
cooked you,
super
Del.
wild, son.
that's it. I'm throwing them on. I'm throwing them on.
I'm sorry, yo, Alex, you were spot on, but this man said Dell had jumper cables connected to his head, and I lost it.
That's it. Enough. We're gonna
Oh,
cut this.
man. Why they roasting that man, son?
Yo, but listen, but can I talk about my favorite spots, man? You guys just could not care, not even for 2 seconds.
Delgis, talk to me, baby. Talk to me, baby.
So food wise, it's gonna be between Ichiran Ramen and Genki or Genki Sushi. Do you guys remember the conveyor belt sushi spot we went to?
Yes.
But it's the one where you have the little thing in front of you, and it comes right to you. Because we went to that other spot that actually is where Alex used that picture for his art. That it's just rolling around and you just got to grab it. But this one, you like order and it comes right to you, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Because it's so affordable, just like Ichiran Ramen, and it's so banging, and it's like so Japan.
Yeah.
You know? Favorite thing that we probably did was I don't know, man. The borderless museums
Yeah.
were pretty fire to me.
That's what I forgot to
I love that
mention.
we got to experience that together and walk through that together.
Yeah. That was
Yeah, Alex.
That was amazing.
This man Alex went in the museum before
disappeared
us and
and
disappeared and did
disappeared.
the whole museum by
Yeah.
himself and didn't wait for us.
I
Alex
had to
was
get
an art
shoes. I had to
installation
get
that
shoes
day. Like
because my feet.
he was installation, a disappearing art installation.
I had to get shoes because of my feet, and all of y'all disappeared on me. None of
Yeah.
y'all waited for me, but
You were
yeah.
ahead of
You know what
us. You
though?
went in before us.
You know what though? I might have to say it might be that temple in Kyoto by the onsen that probably resonated with
That we
me.
had to like walk up. That was like
Yeah,
dumb high.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
That we took a cable car up. Just every time I've been there, it's made a big impact on me. Damn, I feel you, John. It's hard to pick things, man, because we haven't even mentioned Robot Restaurant, which is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Oh my God. So
It's
to everyone who's joining us right now, this is Delgis Mustafa. We got Alex Medina, we got Wordsplayed, and we're talking about the trip we took to Japan that inspired happy thoughts. Big shout out to eFlow. This is a GoFundMe towards Dell's Wi-Fi. All right, it's the roast Dell hour. I hear him fine. Maybe it's your Wi-Fi.
Yeah, maybe it's your Wi-Fi, bro. You got Metro PCS. FOH.
Yo.
So I know everybody's got to run. I know we're already a couple minutes over. But there's literally too many experiences to recount. But the one I will say for all of us is for sure the robot restaurant, which was, if anyone goes, you have to go there. If you go to Japan, these guys told the people who were working there that it was my birthday. So at the end of the event, the whole restaurant runs over and throws a big birthday celebration for your boy. Uh, they took a picture and they gave me this. Now, um, I will say I'm not a fan of lying, but in that instance,
Well
He's a
worth
bit
it.
of a
God
white lie.
approves.
He's a white lie.
run
But
it by
yeah.
Jesus later. I'll run it by Jesus.
Take it up with God if you have an issue.
When Jesus
But
sees the photo, he'll get it.
no, I still have my ticket. Like I kept every artifact from this trip.
That experience was wild. I didn't had no idea. Once first like you're just going into the spot because you walk down these stairs and like I feel like I don't know, so we're about to like buy crack or something like that. Like this like wild like we're about the underground spot and then you take it to like this pre-meeting thing, which I thought was a show, and that was like, nah, bro, like this ain't even it.
That joint was crazy. Yeah.
The whole joint was wild,
Yeah,
bro.
there's a pre-show that's so wild it just feels like the show. Shout out to Levi Tafoya for sending us $10. You're a good kid. That means we can all buy $10 worth of Sky Miles for our next trip.
Oh yeah.
Nah, that was awesome.
Well, guys, thank you for jumping in and joining me. I know we went 12 minutes over, but we had 12 minutes of trying to figure this thing out. I cannot wait until we put together our next trip. Hopefully, when this pandemic is done. I love all of you guys dearly. You all play such a huge part of my life, not only in my art and the stuff that I make, but also just as a friend. You guys all have a special place. So, really grateful we got to do something this special and that some great artwork came out of it. The EP that just came out, Happy Thoughts. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. Probably my favorite body of work so far. And these are the people that came with me, that inspired me, and that helped me put it all together. So love y'all. And until next time, arigato.
Peace. Love ya.
Arigato, arigato.
Peace.
All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me for that live. That was a ton of fun. I love all those guys. Those are some of my closest friends in the world. And they are the ones who rock with me, not only in music, but in life. Love y'all. And until next time.